Going live? Let's say we're live now and you're walking into it. Actually, we've got to remember to turn this thing on to leave it silent. It sounds like it's raining outside. Hmm? Oh. Didn't know. Peed down earlier. Oh, got somebody on. I'm a little bit early. I think Scott could do with a break. Hello, David. Glad you could join. Oh, I think Scott's still finishing up on the other stream. Don't quite know how we can overlap these things, but it seems to work. That's me tonight. How's things? Someone didn't tell me they were making a thumbnail. Yeah, oh, Emma's typing away. Well, give me a like while she's typing then. It made it into the thumbnail. Did you see my like? What? Well, I didn't know he was from you, did I? Didn't tell me he was from. Hi, Chris. My daughter managed to accidentally get her head caught, part of her head caught in the thumbnail, so she's now hiding in the kitchen typing. Well, maybe you didn't then. Oh, you gave me a thumb down. Oh, you changed that, you cheeky beggar. No, I don't see Luz. Oh, right. Right. Beg off before I say something rude to you. Yeah, exactly. How is everyone today? I have no idea what it did, Disney. I haven't. I don't think. Oh, maybe Emma on the piano. Yeah, probably it. Maybe in a high key. When I logged in, I didn't think it would actually make any noise from me at all. So. I thought until I pressed go live, no sound came out, and I didn't think it would interfere with his stream either. But I suppose we're both on the same account, so one too chuffed. Hi, Lorna. I've got 2 mods. Right. Chris and Lorna, the dream team. I know we would have. Hello, Jack. I know you would have probably been 50p talked out by Scott, being our local 50p expert. 2 mods, 1 rocker. Yeah, that's more like it. Quadrophenia. Sorry, Sky. I've never done that before. I don't think when I've logged in on someone else's, but I have no idea. Maybe because it's set for you to verify the account. I don't know. Someone was set to verify it, but didn't Scott's stream. But no worries. How's your evening? Very nice. Just been watching. It's all right on the night. Debbie Williams instead of Dennis Norden, but still good. The uncoloured primates. No, they aren't circulated. They brought out a set of, I think, 6 coins, 950 of them, in one of their little posh things. I've listed 5 of them, and that's the other one, which is Calpe House, or whatever, or Calp House. I don't know how they pronounce it. It's basically the house where I think there's one on both sides, but there's only one in London. It's for when people move across from Gibraltar to the UK for surgeries and things like that. So Calp House is bit like a home from home sort of thing. Whilst they're coming over for surgery, as the Gibraltars are British. But the other coins, just 950 of each. So I assume, they would have sold extremely quickly. I know I bought them for an hour or so after the email landed, and unfortunately, it looks, if you couldn't get them, the 949 people did the same thing. I hope I didn't swear live. I did. I don't know. Don't know. We've had a few F's and Jeffs from surprised people over the last few months, but as long as it's not a regular feature, I think that's the main thing. Ah, right, got you. The other two though in the 6, which put me off. Yeah, it's just one of. It's bizarre. It's a bit like the what am I going? The Falkland Penguins from the 2017s. They brought out them in colour, and then they just wowed out of nowhere, basically saying 950 of each in the uncoloured format. But I think they were doing something like 1,200 total circulation for the Penguins. The only one which wasn't going to be extended by the extra 250 coins or whatever into the Falkland population were the Christmas ones, the Carolers. That was strictly down to the 950. Yeah, it just came. They all came in one Pop Joy pouch. That was it. Just like the Penguins did actually when I bought the 2017 Penguins. I've only got one Penguin left, I think. Separate one. I've got one of the Carolers still left. I bought a few of these from other people because I do like my penguins. I'm a penguin person. Yeah, and when they seem to do the kind of the sets of the not coloured coins, just as the Cupid nickel, they always seem to just whack them all in one envelope together, one Pop Joy pouch. As soon as I separated them. That's a good point. I should have done photos front and back, I would have thought. One generic one on the back. Give me a second. I should have escaped it. Too many drawers, too few pouches. Got to find them now. What we got there? Oh, the Christmases. Falls cross slab. They're in one of my drawers. I've got all sorts knocking about. Got a couple of those which are beautiful Gibraltar cannons, 2-pounders. Lovely and affordable Gibraltar 2-pounder compared to the Trials of Hercules. Those ones are just ridiculous price. What else we got? These are cranberry ones. Easy one to guess there. Why would someone buy a 20p? Well, I'll buy the one with a date on it. But that drawer was a blank in regards to the ones I was looking for. Second. there we go. Right, so Jack, the one you're obviously talking about was the cow pass and the referendum. Ones have been of no interest to you. Funny enough, that's probably why I haven't listed the cow pass yet. Here are the primates. Sometimes a colour feature is necessary. Sometimes they're actually better without the colour. I think these are actually better without the colour. I've got a coloured version. Actually, I recently got rid of a set of them to Warren 2018s. So yeah, but great definition without the colour being on them. Terrible baboons. I remember the baboons nicked all my clothes once when I was drying on rocks in Kenya. A tribe of them came around and threw half of it, ripped half of it, and took the other half of it. Right, so that answers that one. So yeah, 2018. Which strike your rounds do I have? I was a bit miffed with some of my strike your rounds because at the beginning of this year I decided I came across one online. I thought, oh, I'll grab some of those. I grabbed them, and it's what I consider to be one of my sore spots with the mint. I think they don't mind making money themselves. In fact, they seem to love it. Hence why they're bringing out a new 50p every 2 weeks. They don't seem to like anyone else potentially making it. The first time I ever went to the mint, I got that. I got several of these. I took my daughter with me. Whether she wanted to go or not, she was going, and she was keeping me company. So we went and got those, and it happened to be January in 2018, which meant this coin, which is normally 2017, being stamped by us and striking your own in 2018, stood out from the normal ones. And I didn't realise. I just bought a couple of each and then we did 2 tours on the basis that only 19,994 were minted. The people who actually went round. Oh, you have the same again? Oh, Carbonara. Okay. Very quickly on eBay became quite clear that there was an appetite for people wanting them, so the prices soared and they've leveled out, but they're still damn sight more than the £5.90 you pay to have it done. As a result, they've never since done a different date on a coin which they've not widely sold themselves, so they haven't had anything kept to the same sort of rarity. I thought that had changed at the beginning of this year, hence why I've got a couple of them, because we've been on the Shield for a long time, but for 50 years of the 50p they did Britannia back again. I thought, that's really nice. I'll definitely have a few of them. So I got a handful of those, and I'm sure lots of other people probably bought and went around on tours and got more, simply because the chance of having a 2019 Britannia in January was wow. That's something I can't miss out on. And then they just brought out the 5-coin set, including the Kew Gardens, and one of the coins that they selected was a Britannia. So everyone who'd bought loads of those strike your owns or gone around several times to get hold of them, thinking that they were getting an investment, then found out that they're producing tens of thousands of them, in addition to the ones they struck themselves, and dishing them out in packs left, right and centre through themselves and through all of their affiliates. 45 quid if you buying the set from the mint or whatever it was from Change Checker. So yeah, I got a couple thinking that they were going to be an investment. Turns out it's probably going to be one of the common 50p's from this year. Probably work out more common than Wallace and Gromit or the Gruffalo and Mouse. because they've been printing those from Strike Your Own in January, and I don't know how much further after that. And then obviously in the year packs, and then in the packs that they did then joint with the military anniversary 50 years ones as well. And then the packs that they've sent out from Change Checker as all of the 50p's from the year. So yeah, there's a lot of Britannias. Apart from that's my last one, which is from the mint chip we just did. This is the one with the little tiny privy mark next to the 50, and it's got the technologies of the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever in the corners of the 50 pence. So yeah, it's got a couple of features to it, slightly different, but apart from that, it's intrinsically the same coin. They've just jazzed it up a bit on the edge and stuck a privy mark onto it. And of course, they then changed it, and they then call this the official 50 years of the 50p coin, which is a must-have for everyone's collection. If this is the official 50 years of the 50p coin, what were the other 10 coins then? It does confuse somewhat. It's just them, I think, in that case, just being lazy. They could have done something fantastic. They could have done something with tiny engraves of some of the famous 50p's all over it. They could have done one which just had 50 years of the 50p all over it in some designer, just to default back to the Britannia, which they've had pinging out left, right, and centre all year. I just thought it was a bit lazy. And if you consider they say, oh, but we don't have the designers, and it takes so long to design a coin, that's twaddle as well, because we know from how many coins they've been bringing out. We've had, within a space of about 4 weeks, we've had the Gruffalo, Wallace and Gromit, and the Snowman. So they can't say that they can't get the people to do the work, because they've got them working overtime on relatively smallish runs to make money for the mint. I just wish they had done something to celebrate 50 years of the 50p rather than churning out another Britannia with an assay mark in the corner. Right, Steve, the Referendum and Cowhouse came up with a primer set. They were circulated, weren't they? Or am I confusing with another year? I think they were the Referendum certainly was circulated in every format. The 50p, pound, and £2. The ones obviously in that little pouch are uncirculated ones from Pobjoy, along with the Calpe House. How many there are in normal circulation, I don't know. But yeah, it's a case of you buy the block of 6 or you don't buy them at all. There's 950 blocks of 6, and I wanted the primate, so the other two just came with it, really. Referendum was 2017. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That's a pretty good point. Give me a second. That's really got me interested now. Yeah, and it is a 2017 on the back of the referendum, not 2018. So it looks like this is Pobjoy getting rid of some of their leftovers. They had 950 of the primates, obviously, the only 950 supposedly saying in existence, and they just made it into a package deal with the Calpe House and the referendum. Yeah, it's, of course, the second you mentioned it, I thought, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, Calpe House is 2018. But yeah, the referendum, I should have known better. I've listed on my site the £1 and £2. So yeah. Yeah, I chucked them in to sweeten the deal. Yeah, they obviously have them left over. Yeah, Calpe House is 2018. Spot on. Where am I? The so-called coin of the years. Yeah, I concur, Scott. Steve, someone asked in my stream the Edinburgh and value. Fluctuates still, market's still buoyant in regards to pound coins. I sold some recently to somebody who asked for a specific list. I do sell the odd ones on eBay, but not many. I don't have many listed. I've got a great big tub of the things which I hoarded, knowing that the rest were going to get melted down. I've been waiting for, in due course, that anybody who decided to try and keep coins and make it whack them all on eBay flooded the market somewhat, and as a result, it was peaks and troughs before they got melted down. People were panicking to fill their set, thinking it would be the last chance, because they obviously thought that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds of pound coins were going to be melted down in the space of a week. Truth is, they probably paid over. I was selling Edinburgh for 20 odd quid at one stage before we changed it, and I was selling the Cardiff for around 15. I think on my eBay, I think I got two sets widely different in price. I just thought I'd whack two wildly different prices up there and see if any of them got a nibble. I got one which is like, I don't know, $39.99, which is probably overpriced. I got one there which is $24.99, which is probably underpriced. In reality, Edinburgh's should be around the 10, 12, maybe higher mark. Cardiff should be looking around. You'd be lucky to get one for under 7. They're more likely to be 8 or 9 or 10. London around the 4 to 5 quid. Cheapest of them all, the biggest mintage is the Belfast. I have bags of the Belfast. They were quite common. I was dealing with the pound coins before we changed into the new pound coins, so I had a relatively good stock of them. I've got a couple of books full of the Belfast ones. But yeah, a few people have asked for specific pound coins recently, and I had to get a big wad of my bulk of them out from behind one of my chest of drawers, which is full of coins as well. So it was like a major exercise to get them out. I eventually did it. I'm not putting them back again now as a result of how much effort it was to get them out. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably do a listing of the 24 different variants. Obviously, there's different years for the different variants, but there's 24 different kind of faces of the coin. One was asking, did I get a Boaty McBoth face? I most certainly did. Oh, and Jack's going for the primates. Good choice. Boaty McBoth face is just one of those things that either makes you smile or makes you cringe, but I loved it, and there was the choice of the UK public to call it Boaty McBoth face, but they reneged to some degree in regards to calling the main ship that, which I don't disagree with. The fact that they called it the David Attenborough, I think, is the best name they could possibly have done. To my kids' generation, David Attenborough is nature and is global warming and is climate change. They've gone as far, one of my kids recently, because he knows I'm into the coins, it's just to ask whether I think they'll do a commemorative one when he passes, because he's obviously getting quite old now, but he's still a brilliant geezer, but his voice is just nature, isn't it? So yeah, the ship being named after him is a lasting legacy, which I fully agree with. I'm trying to work out, yeah, here's a first Boaty McBoth face, which is gorgeous, nice coloured coin. I like my coloured coins. And I think that was the first coloured coin from the British Antarctic Territories. Although now they've done a penguin set, which I've got, which I adore as well. So that's 2018 Boaty McBoth face, and I got that one. I wasn't actually aware of it on Pobjoy until after they'd gone, I think. So I bought that from a reseller on eBay, but I was fully prepared for the second one that came out. So I've got a couple of these direct from Pobjoy. And I was really chuffed they'd done a second one for it. And this is obviously the one that's recently come out this year, so the 2019. The British Antarctic territories. Lorne and Chris, just want to say thank you. Yeah, as always, if I don't say thank you, mods, please don't take that personally. I don't remember what day of the week it is. I need to look at the calendar. So I always intend to say thank you to people at the end of a stream and all that, but I tend to still forget. So I'll thank you both in advance. There you go. I've covered my bases now. So yeah, those are both faces. Those aren't listed anywhere because I don't know. I only keep the penguins. I don't normally keep anything else, but for some reason those have kind of on my heartstrings to some degree as well. I'm probably going to keep my both faces, although I do have a spare one of the 2019, which I'll probably list at some stage. Thank you, Lorna and Chris. You're very gracious. But yeah, I should make more of a song and dance thanking people whilst I'm actually online before I actually say see on the flip side and press end stream, which is then I always think, oh darn, I forgot to thank them again. So pathetic as that. What else we got? Scott, are you still watching this? Cause you've just been live streaming for heaven's sake. Oh, excellent. Well done, Jack. Thank you. I'll get those up to you first thing in the morning. Actually, I can type the thing here. I've learned from bad experience that if I try and open a Word doc in order to cut and paste things, it just takes about 4 hours and nothing really happens. And I'm just then glaring at the screen because I can't see what I'm doing. I can't see myself staring back at me. And I obviously just look like a gaping idiot to everybody else because I'm probably just there confused, scratching my head and with my mouth agape like a fish. Scott, so you are there. Great. You were talking yesterday about Isle of Man. Definitely up for it. I've got friends of the family who live there as well, so been a great trip. Something we ought to discuss in January, see whether we can find out who's interested, because I think that would be lush. And like you say, doing a bank run, defo. And I'll check beforehand. I'll get my sister to talk to her friend Joanna, who lives over there. And if it's a pain in the butt, is postage £8 on all purchases or just over X amount? Is it coming with £8? It shouldn't. How are you paying, Jack? Are you paying by PayPal or Square? 8 flat rate. No, I'll stick a £5 in with it. I can PayPal. I can refund it to you through PayPal. I'll refund it to you. I obviously am still getting to grips with the website. It normally works fine. Someone bought, I think, 10 or 12 letter Z, A to Z letters, I mean. And then someone bought half a dozen Olympic 50p's. They both paid £1.20, I think it was. For some reason, it seems to like stick 20p onto the £1 postage. I don't know whether that's tax or VAT or whatever it is. I'm still relatively new to this lot. But that is when I kind of set with it. But if I actually change it, and occasionally I'll change it like I did for the Kew Gardens to make it a £5 because I'm going to be paying about £7.50 to post this special delivery, then I put down underneath and it's set. I obviously set it for those because I anticipated potentially selling them individually and they would be going recorded. It obviously just added them all up, which is a little bit thick. Until I get a little bit more fay with the website I've inadvertently created, I'll be just dealing with people on a case-by-case basis, but I'll refund you most of that straight back to your PayPal. All right. I'm not obviously going to cane people for postage. That's ridiculous. I hate that when I'm buying from other people and that happens. Which is another thing. If people are buying and they want, hello Tracy, if people are buying coins like I do and reselling some on, because to be fair, if you got, say you got 50, 100 quid to spare 1 month, you got some overtime in or something like that, if you put that in an ISA, you might make, if you're really, really lucky, about 2% in a year. But I bought some snowmen, funnily enough. They haven't melted. I bought some snowmen last year, and this was before Change Checker had up their price from £3.99 for 50p up to £4.50, which it currently is. I ordered these. They limit you to 9 per household. There's ways of getting around that. These are now, I'm sure Scott has probably already said, these are now changing hands on eBay for between 12 and 15 quid or thereabouts on the lead up to Christmas. I can imagine they'll probably be 15 to 20 this time next year. And I would have thought the ones that are being available now, even though, yes, the designer had probably not thought it through on what it would look like in just Cooper and nickel, in the color version, it's quite obvious that it's an innocent picture of a snowman and a boy, James. However, on the silvered version, it's not that clear. And imagine you're myopic or you're just got dodgy eyes like mine, and you need to kind of move things backwards and forwards. Having that particular design, they probably never thought that one through all that well. But if you buy some now and you put them away, they will probably have at least doubled in value on what you're buying for now in 12 months' time. And I can't think of anything is a sure thing in life, or well, that's not sure, but it's pretty close, because they only can print them with the mintage on of 2019. When it hits January the 1st, they'll need to change it to 2020. They won't be doing them then. They'll have stopped. So right now, it's a case of buy, put them to one side if you can, and just sit on them. And in a year's time, you've doubled your money, help pay towards Christmas. If you can afford to sit on them for another year, they'll probably tripled their money. That's the way a lot of the Isle of Man Christmas 50 pences went, and some of these were pretty boring designs, to be fair, compared to collectability of things like the snowman, say a horse and carriage, or a tram. They aren't quite going to be desirable to the masses as much as something like the snowman is. So yeah, I certainly recommend getting hold of those and put them to one side. I have diversified miles away from where I was talking about, which was the postage being overcharged. If you are buying from Change Checker Westminster, you're paying like $2.99 or thereabouts for your postage. If you add another item which is higher shipping, and they add that one instead, but they deduct most of it, and you pay what relatively flattish rate. The bigger the order you're making, the more you're going to save on the postage, obviously, from Change Checker, Westminster, sorry. But Westminster stroke Change Checker also have an eBay selling account, and they sell them for the same price. The postage is the same. Unfortunately, though, they added of 20p per additional coin, which is all well and good if you're buying 5 or 6 coins. But I just ordered 30 snowmen, and 30 snowmen, 20p an additional coin. The postage is pretty hefty. I would expect a courier to bring it to me by plane tomorrow, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that is a way of going past the 9 per household. The other way is what I do. One of my sons will get them for me, and they get posted to my in-laws' house. My mum will get some on her account. She doesn't like coins or have any knowledge about them, but she has an account at Westminster. She'll get 9 for me as well. So I put them aside like that, 18, 27, 36. But now I found out I can just buy them in quantity direct from their eBay account. Hence why I've just bought 30. I'd already bought 20 Wallace and Grommets, I think. So, and I think there's like an auto kind of block of I'm pretty sure what I read, it hasn't popped up again since, but it's still blocked. I think you can only buy a maximum of 50 coins within every 30 days or something. Well, there's another 30 days until December, and I'll be buying 50 at that time. I'll just focus solely on the Father Christmases, because if I'd done that last year, I could be making an absolute bomb now, flogging them out slightly cheaper than some of the other eBay prices, but still at a massive profit compared to what I paid for them. So I'm very much like Ian. I'm a retailer, as it were. Oh yeah, that's Scott's confirming. Yeah, 50 for 30 days on eBay. Yeah, I know. I could do. I could just get my kids to do them as well. But there's also having the outlay for them. But it's certainly better than all of the nightmares of going around all your friends and family and getting 9 delivered to 5 different addresses. If you can just order 50 in one foul hit. Yeah, you're paying an extra 20p per coin for every coin, and like I say, that adds up. But end of the day, it's small compared to saving all of the hassle of getting everyone else to order them. I remember once I even got my brother to get coins, and he got most of it quite quickly, getting all of the spam mail coming in from Westminster. But it is what it is. And yeah, 50p's are a very good investment, I think. I've got some premium bonds, not many, but I got a little bit of leftover dosh after I got divorced and we sold the house. 95% of the equity went to the ex-wife in order to prevent her taking even more of my pension. She still took 21% of that. But after the house movable costs and all the other bits, I'm rented now, I had a bit left over, and I thought, well, the interest rates were so poor, I put it into premium bonds. Not much, but I've been getting the odd £25 prize, which is all right. But that is, downside is like this month, 3 coins in 3 weeks. Well, yeah, but yeah, I would have thought though the Wallace and Gromits and the Gruffalo and Mouse, based on the fact you can still buy Gruffalo 1, I would have thought they will still be in stock. I think the one I run out first is going to be the Santa Claus, the Snowman. So every time I hit my day where I can buy some more, I'm going to be just aiming just at the snow. Plus the Snowman, I think, is going to be the most saleable one anyway, Scott. I think more people's going to want that, and it's more something that people will then get into. And I'm pretty sure that England will now, after we've, well, UK, now that we've going into the second year with the Snowman, I can't imagine they're going to stop. Cool, they strung out Peter Rabbit for 4 years, didn't they? I think now it's only going to be a 5-coin set until all of a sudden they realise how much they were flogging. They're not strung on. I reckon they'll stay on and do Christmas 50p's now for the foreseeable. End of the day, they did them for many, many decades in the Isle of Man, and they haven't stopped in Gibraltar. Although the first official 50p is 1980, I mean, which was the horse and carriage or whatever sort of thing for Isle of Man. Gibraltar was quite quick on their heels, but I would have thought the UK will now do them every Christmas, and they'll start producing Christmas albums and things, and it'll just be like a Gibraltar and Isle of Man. So, although some of the early coins they made in bigger numbers, to some degree, I still think they'll be the most sought after, because the more people that get on the bandwagon, the more coins are produced. So, although the Snowman was produced in probably high numbers last year, it's still going to be sought after, and I think this one will go the same way, even if it is a bit of a dodgy sketch. You might. Where was I? Yeah, so premium bonds and trending money. There's no way I can think of actually now guaranteeing a better return than buying coins that you know are going to go up in value. And we know they're going to go up in value because the collector's always there. Coins throughout decades now we see have all gone up in value year after year, certain ones. And they can't, or they shouldn't be minting them with a year on afterwards, which means those numbers will always be what those numbers are, apart from the time that they cheated and decided that they could bypass with the Jemima Puddle Duck and print more because it was in a shortish period of time since the initial printing. Yeah, it may have been a year or two out, but they interpret the law and their rules to their benefit. And to be fair, I capitalised on it. I bought a hell of a lot of them when they sold them to the change checker, and change checker suddenly got ducks in at a sensible price. I filled my boots. Unfortunately, I've only got a couple left like that now, but I have got several, probably about 30 sets of all six that I made up into cases from bags when they first came out. So I do have a fair few ducks. I think I've got a few. I know I've certainly got some on my website now, and I've got a few spares there. Nice little duckies. That one is naff. I don't go with the outfits like that, but sometimes for some reason the outfits put people off, and I can then get the set, including the duck, cheaper than you can buy just Jemima for. Well, as soon as it arrives, I normally just peel the sticker off, and that's the end of that. They made 2018 10 pieces this year. Yeah, I was, it's funny you should put that, because I was ordered on that code we were given for the mint, for the packaged Peter Rabbit 18, where I was getting them for £5 each, using the DSC 262 whatever a while back. But it was awaiting stock. It was taking the order, accepting the order, but awaiting stock. How could it be awaiting stock at the end of 2019 for a coin in which they supposedly minted and stopped production of in 2018? So it's evident that because the mintage figures came out at 1.4 and there's a sudden interest for them, although they aren't doing it for every coin, they seem to be keen on the Peters, hence why the Peters is the only one for 2019 as well. It looks like they've decided that they're going to make up more of the packs that they sell for £10 each or £5 each if you get a bonus kind of codes at the right time. So yeah, awaiting stock could only mean we haven't finished printing them yet, and yeah, I doubt it's going to have 2019 on the back, like you say. So yeah, it is horses for courses. Oh, and now the man Christmas is a lovely heart. Sorry about that. Yeah, only just saw that comment here. The coloured ones are my favourite, and yeah, I suppose I think I'm probably turning into a coin collector, closet coin collector. I know we're all into coins, but I'm more into the buying and selling and the turning a profit and finding a bargain on eBay which I can turn a profit on, particularly if it's badly worded and there's a poorly listed thing and it slips through the radar of most people. But all of my colour 50p, Christmas 50p's from the Isle of Man, I haven't sold any of those apart from the few I have actually incorporated in the Christmas card, because I bought those at quite a good price and they sell for a very high price. But I have a good range of the colour ones which I've kept aside and I've never even thought of listing, and I don't think I will do. I think it's a bit like a war chest. I know I could always turn these out and sell them very, very quickly. All the times I come across these, I just add to them. I never turn them away. So it's not just penguins. I also have Boaty McBoatface, loosely associated to penguins because he's from the same neck of the woods. But I also have the Isle of Man colour Christmas 50p's. Not all of them, obviously, because the 2003, 2008 are a few £100 each. So are a few of the other ones, but some of the more expensive ones I don't have. I have the cheaper ones. Well, we've got 18 people on at this late hour, 11 likes. Not too bad. Getting there. I don't often do late night slots or night slots, full stop. But they were stuck for some people during the course of the day, and I thought the least I could do is throw my hat in for a couple of hours. I can't believe you're still on there, Scott. You just done loads of live streaming. I've just collapsed on the settee with a cup of tea, if I was you. Well, not collapsed with the cup of tea. I just spilled it all down myself, but close enough. Oh, God. What's coming out from this thing? I've got no idea. When you on tile? Oh, what am I on till? Sorry, I'm on till 11, so only 2 hours. Don't know whether there's someone on for the last hour or not, or whether we finished then. Oh, you're on your settee watching telly, right? Good, but settee's the best place. Where I get all, most of my sleep from is on my settee. I sleep better on my settee than I sleep in bed for some daft reason. Don't know why. Watching you on my telly. Oh, you are. I thought you were watching telly and you just got your phone buzzing or something. You got a Chromecast or something onto TV. That's terrible. To have my face on the size of someone's telephone would be bad enough, but to have it on the size of that. Ian's in bed watching Man City. Hey. Matt's on 11 to 12. Matt or Martha? He's going to get her forever, isn't he? Everyone will say Matt or Martha there. Oh, Sue's watching me as well. Hello, Mrs. Donaldson. I'm on Jack's telly. Oh my god. I don't put anyone on my TV. Although I've been catching up on Fleabag. That's fantastic. Matt, you checked earlier. Alright. Does anyone watch Fleabag? I'm sort of collecting several awards over the last few months, and I've been meaning to watch it. Found it on BBC iPlayer. It's extremely funny. I got, I think, 3 sessions, and I'm into probably the last couple of episodes of the season 2. So I went through them quite quick. They're only short, but very funny. I keep on having things disappear underneath the radar that are really watchable, but I wasn't aware of. They keep on tricking me by sticking things on BBC 2 or BBC 3. I never think of looking on those channels ever. Because what's it? Giri Haji. That's BBC 2. Has anyone been watching that one? That's like the Yakuza thing between London and Japan. Quite graphic, but highly entertaining, well made. Should be watching something like that on your TVs, not me. I think this is down a deaf on me there. Yeah, swap that on, put it on to charge. Here's one I prepared earlier. Finished opening my bank account at the Metro Bank today. Metro, in case you don't know, has a fantastic coin machine called Magic, which is supposedly even better than the one that people talk about at the NatWest Bank. So I've been it's available for use by anybody. You don't have to be a customer there. You just go in there with whatever coins you got, just tip it in the hole. It talks to you, spins it all around, and then gives you a little receipt if you're on a customer, or if you are, if you wish a receipt as opposed to paying into your account or swiping your card. You then just go up to the counter, pass over a bit of paper with the tally on, and they just give you all the dosh that you just changed up. Takes seconds. Cal Walker, England right back, playing in goal for Man City in a Champions League match. Wait. I'm assuming we've had a sending off, have we? Ian, does that mean the keeper got sent off? Clinical foul in the box. Red card penalty. Yeah, an 81st minute. Blooming heck. Oh well. Don't have a spare goalie on the bench, or you've already turned them around and swapped them. That's what happens. I'm assuming they're going to really quickly sub him, though. They're not going to leave him on there, are they? Oh, he was subbed already. Oh, God. Oh, well. Well, I'll be all over the papers tomorrow, then. What's the score line? Because if they're already up, then so be it. 1-1, hey. Oh, well. Anything could happen, then. But he'll be clinging to his line and hoping to God the defence keeps the ball miles away from him. But then again, if he does let in a goal, no matter how easy or hard, no one's going to expect him to save it, don't they? For heaven's sake, like you say, he's a defender. He's made one save. Oh, fair play. Because most you think you get entrenched into their heads, you keep your hands away from it. So there's the sudden idea that you can actually grab the ball or punch the ball just would still feel alien to most people, I would have thought, particularly if you're a defender. But yeah, oh, fun. Yeah, so I worked it out with Metro, because Metro, rather than being one of my local banks who always, you can only change 10 bags of coins, which makes the pain in the butt for any form of coin tubing. Metro said, oh no, it's not a problem. Do whatever you want. We're a bank, we're here to help you. Oh, that's a weird, weird mood in today's world. One Spurs are 4-0 up. Fair. You must be jumping for joy then. That's a walkover. Yeah, Metro, they also have is a bank where dogs are welcome. So rather than chaining your dog up outside when you nip into the bank, you take your dog in. They have water bowls there. They have a box of doggy treats, all designed for the dogs. They have lollies. They have piggy banks. They have all sorts. It's fantastic. And they gave me their own kind of email address for that branch, the local branch, and said just email in on Monday morning whatever change you want during the course of the week, and we'll give you a call as soon as we get it. We'll order it up for you, and as soon as it arrives, we'll call you. She said, but sometimes you'll have to put up with it being full bags of new coins. I went, oh, I think I could probably live with that. I'm just hoping they're going to release some more 50p's into circulations or £2 coins. So far, it's been a little bit of a drought in that regard, but imagine if I was sitting on 250 quid's worth of Peter Rabbits from last year, which I decided to sit on until I found out the mintage figures. That would be an absolute stonking thing, because these bags are going for, last time I saw one on there, it still had some time to go, and the bag of Peter Rabbits was going for 134 quid, but there's still time left on there, so there may have been a late surge, but yeah, the value is going through the roof on these. So the fact that they also get brand new coinage in, happy days. Because like I say, investment wise, coin's a coin if I'm paying face value for it. If I end up getting, say, I know, like Ian got those entire 250 bag of Paddington at the Palace, or no, at St Paul's or the Tower, whichever one it was. As he says, as a retailer, that's absolutely perfect. But if worse comes to worse and they release the mintage figures of them being 20 million, you just take them into your bank and you got your money back. You haven't lost a single penny. But if the mintage figures are low, all of a sudden the value soars. So I'm quite chuffed. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do a bit like a loop-the-loop, bit like a figure of eight, I suppose, with a bank. Get from them a grand or something, £502 and 250 times 2, and then no problem at all, David. A couple of 250 bags of 50s. Do a few coin tubing kind of hunts. I need to boost up my coin tubing. I'm not doing enough. Got to be in there with the big boys. Got to learn and start putting out the material. I've been stuck with getting the change to start off with now. But I should be able to then do the hunts, and then following week make a request for what I want again. Then on the day I go in to collect it, taking everything I've just sorted through without having the effort of bagging and tagging it all to £20 of this or £10 of that, and just tip it all in the machine. He'll hand up, give me a receipt. I'll pass the receipt to them and just pay the extra on top and take out my bags of change to sort through again. And by then doing quantity, hopefully I'll start finding a bit more quality. My Olympics I'm doing quite well with, but I haven't found anything particularly tasty for ages. I think the best thing I found recently was a football, I suppose. Yeah, the football one bad. What else? Oh, I thought, I think everybody calls it HMS Belfast. I found the World War I Navy. HMS Belfast hadn't been built. The 2015 £2 coin, the one that made 650,000 on, same as the Britannias. I do like the loose coins, simply because I know that the value on those are going to rocket in due course. Lose if you ever come across, Scott. I know you don't collect £2 coins, but never throw one of them away. There's my Under the Sea by the Little Mermaid. Question is now, is my daughter going to go and get the door? She expected me to. Of course she's expecting me to. I'm the dad. Should have thought better. Where's your key, you fella? I'm not here. I didn't know he was chucking it like that. Where'd you come from? Buckle Park? Bus station? You should have called me, you twat. Anyway. I didn't go back when I took you. Yeah, that's because you were late. My son has just returned looking like a drowned rat. It is heavy southern rain out there now.
You're on shooting today?
What? Only doing a couple of hours. We had a gap. So
you're shooting tomorrow?
Just having to film. What?
Shooting tomorrow?
No.
Because you've got big tidies here, don't you?
Yeah, I know, do you? Tell me about it.
I'm working tomorrow.
That's good. I thought you were working today.
Hello?
I thought you were working today.
On the sashes.
I thought that was yesterday.
That was last night.
Ah, right.
Day off today.
Try to keep it with my son's love life is quite complicated. Yeah, fine. Took Nana out for lunch today.
Oh, did you? How was it?
Very nice.
Where did you go?
Pierre Bistro. No.
Nice. Go?
Bistro Pierre or something.
Pierre Bistro.
Yeah. Yeah, George was our waiter, so.
Was it?
Very good service.
Jokes. You know you're going to see him or not?
What?
You know you're going to see him?
Yeah, I knew he worked there.
How did you? I don't know. I haven't seen George in ages.
He was going out with a chef, but I understand they've broken up badly, so.
I really have seen him. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name either.
I know.
I try not to try and remember the name of George's boyfriend, so it's too much of a flowing list. Hmm? Yeah, these are for you. Sorry, my son's excited. He always excited when he opens the fridge and there's stuff in it.
Nice.
And look, I've got noodles for doing my stir fry. I've got no, we don't need to. I got jambalaya rice there to do a jambalaya. What? Well, I didn't know it was on your list. You said shopping list, and you never gave me one.
Oh, I leave on table.
So I was just.
Oh no, I went shopping. That's why. I didn't need anything else.
Well, I thought passata, so I got you a tray of it. Normally the way.
Yes, I know.
Right. Sorry about that, people. I've been digressing. Right. People still there, haven't they, ignored me? Sorry, it's like a soap opera, isn't it? Catching up. Yeah, terrible. Yeah, I got your bananas as well, see?
Yeah, thank you. I love bananas.
And pink ladies.
And we're in bed.
Your big girls' blouse. What?
We're in bed.
No, lounge.
Good. Filthy liar.
Oh, that's why I opened the door then. Right. Sorry, people. Is it people still there? Because there's been no comments and I've been distracted. I'm not a very good host. I do apologise for that. I'm impressed to see how wet he was and he never bothered to call me. I am surprised.
How long are you there?
Ah. You can hear the typical conversation now. My 16-year-old daughter's decided to go and have a nice long bath, and my 19-year-old son's come home and he wants a wee. Oh, what fun. So they now have to work out some logistics. It's like yours, is it, Sue? I love it. Sometimes, though, I don't know who's looking after who. Me looking after them or them looking after me. I do get told off by my son for not eating enough vegetables and stuff, though. He's forever trying to force feed me bananas and stuff. But he's our budding chef. City held out. Well, fair play then. Only touched the ball twice. Defence did what they were supposed to do then. Well, that's a point, yeah. 100% clean sheet. Not many people who played in goal for Man City can say they've got a 100% clean sheet record. Just hope that's the only time he plays in goal, otherwise he won't be 100% anymore, will it? Yeah, that's a little claim to fame there. As long as they don't actually say which goalkeeper. They say who played in which Man City player that's played in goal has got a 100% clean sheet record. People will be thinking of the goalies and thinking, well, none of them. It'll be a pub quiz question. I'll remember that. Well, we've still got an hour. Me boring you. Unless you've got something else to talk about, apart from football. We can always talk about the dreaded Christmas presents. Haven't been Christmas shopping yet? I've got loads. Bought myself one yesterday. Shows how old I am. Can anyone remember it? It ain't half hot, Mum. Well, I'm the oldest person back here by a long, long way. No, Madeline, it's not a sports channel. And Susan can remember it. Well, look what I found in Sainsbury's yesterday, Susan. Boxed, 15 quid. Every single episode of It Ain't Hopman. I've got no idea. 1974 to 1981. One of the most popular comedies on British television. David Croft and Jimmy Perry, writers of Dad's Army, once again established a brilliant group of comic actors. Battery Sergeant Major Williams, that's Windsor Davis. Indian bearer Raji Ram, drag artist Bombardier Gloria Beaumont, diminutive gunner Lofty Sugden. Yeah, bit of nostalgia. I can't wait to actually watch that. They had loads of stuff on there. They had the entire Terry and June, and that ran for probably the same sort of length of time. That was 15 quid as well. But I just thought, one day when it's peeing down and my back's playing me up, or my pain level is too high for me to do anything else apart from be on the settee, I'm going to be able to sit this on and take a stroll down memory lane. But yeah, can't wait. But yeah, definitely old. Yeah, no, that's on there as well, Susan. Man About the House was the original. And Man About the House spawned 2 massively successful side things of Robin's Nest and George and Mildred. The Man About the House box set in there contains all the Man About the House and all of both of those series as well, George and Mildred and Robin's Nest. They also had Sisters and Kane there as well. No, Sisters and Smith, I mean. The Wolfie, which mother-in-law to be, or whatever, always called him Foxy, which I always thought was brilliant. Yeah, they had loads of stuff in there. So yeah, Sainsbury's has obviously gone mad for nostalgia for 70s, 80s, and I think early 90s. It was all in there. Yeah, definitely early 90s, because it's got the box set of the detectives as well. The one with Jasper Carrot and Robert Powell. They got all of these ones there as well. Good night, sweetheart. Go heck. Yeah. Gets them in. Yeah. Gets them in, spawned off from Porridge, wasn't it? They also did Going Straight, I think, a spawn off Porridge. Steptoe's son, Ian's lot. Oh, I just noticed power to the people, Ian, yeah. Tooting popular front. That was his first big break, I think, for him. And then he went into God knows how many big stuff. So I think GBH was one that really shot him to superstardom, I think. But I think Citizen Smith was his first. Get some in Rafnaf. So, also remember Alvidas Empire and how popular that was when it came out. But back in the 70s and 80s, you had some really good comedies where they didn't have to say a single swear word. It just wasn't necessary. Comedy's comedy. Anyone can make somebody laugh by being relentlessly rude. Sometimes it's nervous laughter rather than genuine humour. But back in the 70s and 80s, if you said the F word on TV once, you were probably given a ban for God knows how long. Yeah, Are You Being Served was a lot of innuendo in regards to Mrs. Sugden's, Molly Sugden's pussy, wasn't it? But yeah, that was good. Captain Peacock. Are you free? I'm free. The effeminate tailor, what was his name? Forgotten now. He used to live locally to me. I used to bump into him on a regular basis as a school kid. He used to always be around Knaresborough. That's up in North Yorkshire, but I can't think of his name now. I know. I want to say Ian Lavender. I know that is Dad's Army, but it's so funny. This is Nostalgia Night. Fools and Horses, yeah, classic. Liver Birds, yeah. Stevie Reed's really confused. He's trying to work out whether these are all new coins. Yeah, these are all the new coins designs they're bringing out for the A to Zs for next year, Stevie B. They're all going to be based on sitcoms. Now we've done full circle now with Ian. Onto my box set. Da, 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 da. John Inman, that's it. Yeah, he's I used to bump into him on a fairly regular basis, but to me, it was always, you just didn't see people from the TV. Stevie B, yeah, we're only messing with you. We're just talking comedy now. Yeah, and you probably haven't heard of any of them, have you? Because you're only 16. You should be in bed now because you probably got school in the morning. Steve, you are hot and you're a mum. Ha ha ha. I don't know how to respond to that one. I'm not too sure what it means. Right. Your mum is going to write you a note. I remember I got in trouble once for a sick note from my parent when I handed it into school. Turns out when you're writing a sick note for yourself, you shouldn't sign it, my mum. But these things you learn. After a little while, I then found out that my eldest sister was really good at forging my mum's handwriting. And from then on, she wrote all the sick notes for me and my brother. She did a cracking job. Till death do us part, yeah. Well, those they can't even rerun, I would have thought now, Chris, because of political correctness, etc. Because Warren Mitchell used to come out with some priceless lines, which back in them days I used to do the scoreboard for professional snooker. Good old days, child labour. I love it. Love thy neighbour. Yeah, love thy neighbour. The geezer from there was also in one of my favourite smallish comedies. They only did a few seasons of it with Rowan Atkinson. God, what's it? The police one. I got them all. Someone's going to pop it up in a minute. Thin Blue Line. That's it. The Thin Blue Line. The one from Love Thy Neighbour was in the Thin Blue Line because he did one of my favourite lines ever. I used to use the one of their episodes which is called Isms, I think it was. Sexism, feminism, racism, the isms. I used to use that for my support staff training and for my new probationary constables. I trained them all on community and race relations because that was my thing. But I used to use a clip from the Thin Blue Line as part of my training material because it was fantastic. But in there, you got a brilliant line from the Asian WPC saying, give a dog a bad name, I think she says. To which she said, I did that once. I called my dog Trevor. I used to be in the park and say, Trevor, you've been a very naughty boy. You pooed on the grass. I'm going to rub your nose in it. Next thing you know, I wake up in the hospital. He said, amazing how many big people are called Trevor. But yeah, fantastic Thin Blue Line. I've got a box there and I love it. I also adore the Fast Show, but I think you've got to be a certain twisted sense of humour to enjoy things like Fast Show and Peep Show and things like that. But local goods for local people. But the Fast Show with Paul Whitehouse I adored as well. Although with Rowan Atkinson, I liked everything he's done apart from what he's probably most famous for, which is not to the good old days of what first come there. My mind is so terrible. It's turned to mush already. Not the 9 o'clock news, things like that, but Mr. Bean he's probably most well known for. And I always found Mr. Bean cringeable. Nice one, Stevie B. My kids are typical. They were today messaging. My thing just kept on going off and on, and I was thinking, what the heck? And it turns out there's a really important conversation taking place on our family. No, it's worse than that, mate. Before you started talking about curry. Yeah, the shoe rack. When you put a nice rack, that was a bit wrong. But Rick and Morty will be on in the UK in January. When's it airing in the States? 4 days. So it'll probably be on in the UK in 5. So someone's going to be streaming it then. Yeah, Rick and Morty, that seems to dictate my kids' life. Monty Python Flying Circus, Fast Show, Funny Line. Yeah, this morning I've mainly been eating sprouts. I got a box set of every episode of the Fast Show and all of the specials. I remember their very last night when they had the entire BBC Two, I think, from 6 o'clock to midnight of non-stop Fast Show, including some of the clips that they filmed, which they was deemed not decent enough to be on live TV, or not live TV, you know what I mean? And they put those on right towards the end, and one of them was from the That's Amazing, the Aussie one, and that was one of the funniest things ever. I was smacking my leg and crying with laughter and rolling about. First time I watched that. But if you want to have a really good laugh, just go into Google, YouTube or whatever, and type in 4 Yorkshiremen. Make sure you get the one with Professor Snape in it, Alan Rickman and Harry Enfield. 4 Yorkshiremen with Vic Reeves as well, and Eddie Izzard. Absolutely brilliant. I watch that as a pick-me-up, as a little tonic, probably at least once a week. It's a copy from the Secret Policeman's Ball or whatever Monty Python one, but it's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, Scotty's the 50p expert, but I know a fair bit about £2, as we're supposedly a coin channel. Anybody want to talk coins? And has anyone been buying up any of the raffle tickets? Because the sooner the raffle tickets are bought from the site, the sooner we can do some draws, and the sooner we can come up with some new raffles, which should be good. Coins, what's them? Yeah. You know, when you talk about comedy and nostalgia, they do disappear out of the window somewhat, don't they? So. But I'm hoping that Ian having a decent break from this, and this being managed a lot by Warren and us rolling on, is going to give him a chance to talk to his contacts and all that, because we've been taking up far too much of his working time. He hasn't been able to work. So he needs to get back to doing what he does best and securing some deals and getting a big stash of dual dates or undated 20p's and things like that. Because I think we've emptied his store of a lot of his kind of showstoppers, as it were, his headline acts, and we haven't given him a chance to actually recuperate any of them. And I realised myself from having my Northern Ireland and my queue both disappear in less than 24 hours of getting them, what a terrible task he's had. Coins, my teacher takes them off me for packed lunch. Packed lunch? You get a packed lunch? Cool, we could only dream of a packed lunch. We used to get hit round the back of the head with a slipper and get sent to bed with no dinner. No dinner. Hit round the back with just a slipper. You were lucky. We could only dream of being hit with just a slipper. Our dad used to use a crowbar. If you don't understand any of that, that's the reason to go onto YouTube and do the 4 Yorkshiremen later on. Then you'll get a bit of an idea. So I'm drinking tea now, but I should be saying, who would have thought that 30 years ago we'd be sitting here drinking a glass of Chateau de Chazelet, and it's mimicked off the original. My dad uses car, I like it. Mimicked off the original Monty Python sketch, but you can tell when one of them goes off script. They did it for this kind of Secret Policeman's Ball, this lot, but when they went off script, you could see, because the reaction of the rest of them kind of, you know, peeing themselves with laughter because one's gone slightly OTT, and then they have to try and top it and outdo it. It's brilliant. But it's definitely the ones with Alan Rickman that I like the best. He's a sad loss to everything. In comedy, people never really put him down for, but he was brilliant at it. Because he could keep that deadpan. Sorry, what's that for? Oh, well, yeah, getting the cue. You know, don't. I'm glad you're going to. Time I've been messing around with coins, and that's the first time I've actually held my own one, as it were. I've seen others, I've checked other people's for them and made sure they're kosher and all that, but as the first one I've actually possessed myself, as it were. And I thought that would be a nice draw towards my website. And you nabbed it really quick. I'm chuffed, but at the end of the day, you've got to be a fool to regret selling something if the idea when you bought it was to sell it. But back to the coins. I love the detectivists on TV. I've never actually watched that. Is that on catch up or a particular channel? Because a few people's mentioned that. God, this is bouncing the walls. What's on here? Martin 1. Close. Can't read. Can't multitask. I'm a geezer. I'm supposed to multitask. Well, I can multitask. I could be grumpy and drink tea. That's two things. It's on the BBC, probably on catch up. Oh, I'll try that. I've got to finish watching on catch up my Fleabag, but there's not many episodes left, so I'll be looking for something else. I've got to save my ain't half hop moment until I'm laid up for a while on the Etsy. Have a proper binge on it. Just for an hour or two at night, something on catch up would be great. So, detectivists, I will give that a go. I don't know whether they're going to do another series of Fleabag. I hope they are. It'd be terrible if she just does 2 seasons and that's it. There's not many per season either. You can hear the buzzing in the background. That's the WhatsApp group between the coin jockeys and mods. It sometimes just goes nuts. And that's one of the downfalls for having a Fitbit Blaze, because each time that goes, that vibrates as well. And I can put it on silent and go to sleep, but I can't put my wrist on silent. I end up taking my workshop most nights now as well. In case someone's got some late night comedy that I want to catch up on and they're all flying through all the messages backwards and forwards. But it's very handy for, without it, we would never have been filling these spots now, like probably from about 5 o'clock onwards today. All that's because of while I'm bouncing requests of people and getting people volunteering to come forward, and like Scott saying he can make it from 6, etc., etc. Definitely a mod. Nah, I'm a rocker. Definitely a rocker, I suppose, yeah. Iron Maiden, one of my favourite bands. Although Muse, that's space rock, I think. Ian wants a pick of us, mate. Problem, I don't have any as hate my pick, lol. You've lost me now. Pick, what do you mean a pick of us? If he wants a pick of us, you can have a photograph of when we're down in January, can't he? If he wants me to sign it, I normally charge for autographs. Though strange enough, in the bank she wanted a selfie with me. Well, she said she didn't, but she got one anyway. And they use their computers now to do a digital picture of you, so when you go in, not just like your signature to prove that you are who you say you are, they have a photograph, obviously, pops up under the counter of the person whose card you're holding, which is a nice little bit of space tech, as it were, in regards to preventing fraud. All clever nowadays. He wants a picture of you, a pic of me, and other CJs. What the hell does he want them for, Scott? It's a little bit random. Because if he wants a pic to kind of like stick up somewhere, like on the site, then I'm going to look alright. Yeah, line up around in spots on. Look like a right mug. Every picture, Warren, you send a few in. See, you start off with craze now. It's in the app, right? I'll have a look later on. When you say you're talking about WhatsApp, it's in those messages, is this, Scott? I'll have a skeggs. Because my kids and photographic proof has proven that nearly every time a camera points in my direction, it catches me when my eyes are even more closed than they currently are. And mine normally are like peels in the snow, and they're nigh on shut. But for photographic purposes, whenever there's a photograph, it looks like they are shut. It looks like I'm actually asleep. Oh, that's a point. If you, Warren, if you're obviously listening in, quick question for you. What picture is he getting from Matt? Is it Matt or Martha? And are we going to be getting a picture of Wayne, Warren, or Waynetta? Because I think your alter ego has got to be Waynetta. We've just been talking about the Fast Show, and that Harry Enfield and Chums is Waynetta Slob. Wayne and Waynetta. I think Waynetta will be your alter ego for your min trip. A reporter's doing a story and wants a pic of us. That sounds extremely random. I think I'll refer you back to Madeline's answer of their lineup. Waynetta's away until January, I'm afraid. Yeah, I think that'll be a great name for your alter ego. What about Martha, though? Are we getting Matt or Martha? Because the reporter might be biting off more than they can chew. Depends on what article they're writing. He's going to probably imagine a picture of me and Warren and Scott. It's going to look like they're looking for people who's done the Brinks robbery or something. Have you seen these people? Do not approach them. Call the police. They are very dangerous. Do not try to tackle them yourself. God, how can people type this fast? Oh, they're just like mainly emojis that were sending there, right? Everyone's getting the visa. Love it. I don't do pics. Yeah, I don't. I do naps and snoozes. That's about my level of enthusiasm for pictures. Although I suppose I'm better than my sister-in-law. I have to like pin Lucy down and handcuff her to a tree or something to get a picture of her, because she ducks and dives away from any camera being pointed anywhere near her. She certainly appears to be allergic to them. But I'm like a child. I'm just excited I've got this account there. I can just order cash without anyone arguing a toss with me. The fact that I can just email them and tell them what I'm on, and they'll order it and then email me back to say, yeah, be ready on this day. Just that's service I've never got from the bank I normally bank with. Normally I get the jobs worth, and is all I hate my own voice. Don't you got to be joking, Scott? My voice is terrible, and I'm acutely aware of how terrible my voice is, and I know how many people bull me and tell me it's not as bad as I think it is. It is awful, and when I hear it back, it's a lot worse than what it sounds to me as it comes out. It doesn't sound all that good coming out to me, and half the time, if I'm made it up, it sounds quite slurred. But listening back to it is blooming awful. How do people put up with you? Because you're one of the nicest men in the world, Scott. That's why. And you are a natural. You might not think you are, but you are. You talk extremely easy and laid back on here, and you're always calm and you're always clear and concise. It's perfect. You are a natural. Oh, come off it, Stevie B. You're 16. You should have fake ID by now. I still remember my youngest son being so chuffed with his big brother for presenting him with his first official fake ID on his 17th birthday. That is not something I used to have when I was a kid, but now it looks like everybody rite of passage is to have your first official fake ID. And he even went as far when he gave him the fake ID as to give him several other bits to go with it to make it pad out a bit more like a nectar card and everything else. You know, it's classic. Yeah, it wasn't a fake. That's the problem. It was his provisional driving license of his older brother. They look quite similar, and it was sketchy enough that it worked. We've done sport, wine, and TV comedies. Yeah, you can pick the next subject. You'll start at 10. Trinity House. Well, actually, that's a coin, isn't it? But there's also a college. So yeah, University Challenge. Trinity House is technically uh, loosely affiliated with the coin theme. Come on, Madeline, we're all waiting on bated breath for you to come up with the next category. My flabber's never been so gasted, and I have a bit of a flabber to gast. I would have, I think, one, but I took my mum out for a lunch, birthday lunch, as it were. So the postman was quite liberal with all of the leaflets he left behind for me. Got one now, which is special delivery, which will be fun. And I got 5 there I missed. They only put one tag on there, but 5 packages. So the only day I go out, Posty comes with a full basket. Although annoying for me, probably a lot more annoying for him. I'm to carry it all around. Just hope it didn't get wet. Do you want to build a snowman? I want to sing Let It Go all of the time. I do like Frozen. My favourite Disney film of all time. But I won't get diverted by talking about Elsa again. My kids sing it wrong, but I like Elsa as well. And my sister-in-law and her kids call me Uncle Sven, so I've always been known as Sven, and that's the name of the reindeer. So, yeah, Frozen's excellent. No Warren Tamos. Yeah, this is flying, isn't it? Oh, I can see why you're laughing so much now, Warren. People showing non-stop weird pictures. I'm just going to see if we'll find. That one's alright. I'll be able to read all these later on. That one's alright, Warren. Yeah. We won't show them to the camera, obviously, because we've got numbers. Although I can blow them up, I suppose. I blow them up, then the numbers disappear, don't they? So, there's one particular picture for the press. Martha's in the house. Oh, of course, there we go. Scotty and the delightful Mrs. Donaldson. Yeah, we put these ones through to the press. They'll have a field day, wouldn't they? It's Hannah. Oh, God. I can't see. I'm flicking through the pictures. I'm not reading the text, but the tin of shaving foam exploded. That's very good. That one looks pretty creepy. Sorry, I'm getting diverted. Oh, God Almighty! Yeah, some of these are really, really terrible. Right, yeah, I'm gonna have fun reading the news later on. That's terrible. Right, what's that? New film is on November 22nd, Arcadie's birthday. Yeah, Frozen 2, can't wait. I got excited with the 90-day countdown a while back. Did you see UK coin hunt skullproof? Yeah, I saw it by default because you shared it on Twitter. And when it came up as goldproof, shared by you, I thought it was you. And I thought, my God, he's got a hold of a goldproof. I saw the price and I went, never. That ain't going to happen. Not for me anyway. But it makes you wonder with some of their connections whether he forked out for that himself or not, or whether that's on loan and it's going back to. He seems to be able to get the mint releases a day or so after the mint release them. He doesn't have to go via Holland like some of the distributors. So yeah, it does make you wonder. Yeah, nice coin, but yeah, it's for the what is it, 16 grams or something like that. It's certainly miles over the UK gold price. So again, there's a massive, heavy kind of surtax being in the shape of a 50 pence. Yeah, I've heard him say, yeah, keep it for a bit, then probably sell it. I'm thinking, yeah, right. Silver's is still in the realms of possibility, but the gold proofs I wouldn't even think of. I just couldn't, and I wouldn't justify it anyway. If I had that much money to spend on the gold, I'd just go to the bullion division in the building next door and get twice as much gold for the same amount of money. They're just charging a massive surtax on, as I was showing when I've shown in the past my silver bullion that I have. The bullion coins over 3 times the weight of a 50 pence for a third of the price. How does that work then? It's still being minted. It's still pure. Hey, HMS Belfast. It's still, you could arguably say that the ones I've got with the Britannia on are better looking than the 50p's. Gorgeous coins, very nicely done to a very good proof standard. Yeah, they are pretty expensive. Yeah. But these spend the day packaging them all out. Most people haven't even got close to them. Well, I don't know, Scott. He might have, because he's got his own kind of store division as well, hasn't he? So if you look at the value of the coin, if you're playing a long game, certainly is there. Let's it go. Did you get it, Steve? Oh, yeah. I suppose I did, because you put the little apostrophes around it, but yeah, I just didn't think it was worthy of commenting, because I thought the poem was too poor, Scott. I do apologise. But Lighty, I was giving you a lol. Hang on, I suppose. You get a Lottie from me. Laugh on the inside. Certainly not a laugh out loud. I do apologise, but a Lottie's not bad. Yeah. Yeah. I'm dubious whether they're going to have the A to Zs there when we go, though. I think the comments about how they have never-ending supply of them as well has probably stuck a little bit deep as well, and they're probably thinking, "Hang on, yeah, we could be doing ourselves up like a kipper here." So I think we may have inadvertently kind of scared them off doing them constantly, but if they still constantly do them, I'll constantly buy them. That's not a problem. I'll constantly get change more than happily. Even if we don't, then the chip's still alright, isn't it? We're laughing and get together, but if the A to Z's are in the tills, though, basically it's a self-funding trip, because I'll pay for them. Yeah, it might just be 2019 queues in the change. That would be terrible. I wouldn't be able to force myself to go for a postcard more than 300 or 400 times if that was the case. Right, Warren's off. Oh, before you go, Warren, congrats on Spurs kicking butt tonight. I understand there's a 4-0 flash. Oh, what's that warm? You're scratching your head. I watched that warm. Is that warm or warm? See, I can't read that. Looks like WARRN to me, but only took 6 months to win an away game. Yeah, well, when you do it convincingly. That's the main thing. 4-0. So I thought Harry Kane would be knocking him in every game, but obviously he's gone off a bit off the boil. For an unlucky win. HMS Belfast is well in your corner there, Warren. Basically just saying it's a fluke. Problems in the changing room. We seem to have digressed back into football territory. And I know absolutely nothing about football, as evidenced by being a Leeds United supporter. Where's the delightful Louise tonight? She's been missing. Harry Kane's played in goal too. I think they ought to stick Crouchy in the goal at some stage, because he was big enough he could probably just reach out and stop everything, couldn't he? Well, enjoy Gold Rush. See you on the flip side, Warren. Harry Kane on the £5, don't forget. 1976 obviously means something, I'm not too sure what, but probably reminding Warren of a certain game, but I think Warren's now gone for his Gold Rush time, so all's good in the hood. I went on GreatBritishCoinHunt.com's website today and used my £30 voucher I got for 20, I think, in one of the auctions, to be spent on Falkland Island coinage and building them back up. Kane scored a hat-trick and ended in the game playing in goal. That's a goal. And, oh, well, if you scored a hat-trick, you're allowed to let one in, I suppose. Still got two in the bag, haven't you? So the poacher would say you're still on a winner. Oh, I'm getting sick to death of Brexit and sick to death of blooming elections. Oh, someone asked me, no, if you find an image of Harry Kane on the fiver. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They did the small ones like they did for the Jane Austen, didn't they? Yeah. You did have me confused to start off with. Yeah. I think there's only one still missing, though, isn't there? Yeah, they reckon these are worth about 50,000, which is daft. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a slightly graffitied fiver. And the micro dot kind of art, I don't think is of any interest to Man the Beast. More like a Tate Modern sort of thing. So if it's worth 50 grand, I'll flog it for 50 grand. Someone offered me 20 grand, I'll flog it for 20 grand. Tenner would probably do, but I'll probably try and get a little bit more if they reckon they're worth 50. But they gave Harry one. Oh, well, that's nice. Yeah, well, he could probably do with the money. I always find that funny when they do testimonials for people like Roy Keane and things like that, David Beckham, and you're thinking, oh, that's right, yeah, let's do a match just to raise money for the player because they're retiring. Oh, hang on, haven't they been on 12 million a month for the last 12 years? Oh, yeah, they have. But they definitely need the extra dosh then. Yeah, one's still unaccounted for. But to be fair, it's probably suffered under someone's mattress or something. Or it's gone through a washing machine. Oh no, they come out cleaner, don't they? You can wash them and they come out clean. The thing you aren't supposed to do with them is tumble dry them, because then they turn out diddy and they will then worth nothing. They shrink to a ridiculous size when they're tumbled. Yeah, I got an email from YouGov surveys. One of them, part of the question was who I would propose to vote for. If you're on here as well, good point. And if there's an election, how likely are you to vote? Definitely will, won't, and all the other bits. And the first time ever in my life, I won't. There's absolutely nobody, I think, out there which is suitable to be put in office of Prime Minister. Hi, Ron. I think Johnson is a Johnson, but the way that the Americans refer to Johnsons. I think Trump is a Trump, but the way that the English refer to Trumps. I think the Labour leader is probably the most dangerous man in the UK right now, and I think he's peeved off a lot of people, and half his own party hate him. Just trying to iron plastic tenors. Lovely. Hi, John. And you got it, the girl from the woman for going there, Joe Swinson from the Liberals, saying, "Yeah, if I'm going to, be your candidate for Prime Minister, you can be a candidate, whatever you want. You got no chance in hell." I think there's more people having dinner around my house tomorrow than there are Liberal Democrat MPs right now. So, got the coin today, Steve. Thank you. Send yours off. Thank you ever so much. If you had emailed me your address, then you would have had yours today as well. Did I email you my address? And if so, I apologise. Send the sign for, do you want the tracking number? No, that's fine. I thought I did. I apologise. That's confused me. Like I say, I am a scatterbrain. I do forget things easily. No, I had to wait to get it from you, the letter with it. Right, I do apologise for that. Yeah, I'm a headless chicken at the best of times. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what was the. We've got that prat of the Speaker of the House, who's unfortunately one of the MPs in my kind of local area. Not local, but within my force area. And he's the one that came out with that stupid remark on the radio about if there'd be less people that died in Grenfell if they just used some common sense and left the building. That didn't go down well. Went down like a fart in a spacesuit. Yeah, I will be in tomorrow, apart from when I go to the post office. I'll make sure one of my kids is in before I go out for that. That's perfectly fine, Rod. It's not your fault. Me for being a muppet. I totally forgot. I thought I had, but obviously not. Yeah, I have a lot tomorrow. But I'm expecting these, at least some of these, to be my snowmen. I should have a couple more Paddingtons. I got 2 more of those at 30 quid each. Would be rude not to. And I'm hoping to get some of the package coins as well, not just the silver coins. But we shall see. Yeah, I think my snowmen should have arrived today, but I think they're waiting for me in the sorting depot. But if they arrive tomorrow, then I've got a family around for a curry tomorrow, I think. So I'll probably do it the day after. Friday morning, I'll probably film my unveiling of the snowman, because I did the Gruffalo and I did the Wallace and Gromit. I've added them to my kind of coin tubing side of things, and the one's been viewed a hell of a lot. So it seems that some people like the idea of them, the unveiling, as it were. I think they've only, in regards to Ian's Gruffalo's HMS Belfast, I think they've only recently gone out. I got an email recently in regards to maybe another thing that's the sorting depot in regards to some which came out, because I couldn't even remember ordering them. I knew I ordered, I think, 3 or 4 packaging ephemeras, but I think I had 5 of the coins, but I got like a email saying dispatch, but it seemed to show more than what I ordered, so I queried it with him. Where'd you get these from? Well, the snowmen, I got these from the Mint. Oh, right. It's about the, coin. I think I did get some through UK Coin, simply because I had an email or whatever saying like £8.50 or something. I thought I would be amassing the hell of a lot anyway, so I think I whacked out on 3 just out of interest to see how quickly they would turn up compared to other suppliers. But because I'm pretty sure he's getting his direct from the mint, whether that's by going into the mint and buying them as a punter, which anyone can do once they're released, if they're dealing with the quantity. But yeah, cheaper and cheaper person than the mint. No, he lives in Kent. Yeah, in which case, he's obviously getting them direct, and he's not having to wait to get them from Holland. Like Ian's been told the only way he can get his is to get them from Holland. Yeah, any UK supplier is a UK supplier. You still have to get them from. If he's getting them cheap enough, then the UK supplier needs to make some income from them. John's confirming that no Gruffalos with COAs have been shipped till we start shipping the coins to distribute. So watch this space. Do you get a HMS? So none of the COAs have gone out yet, but they'll all start going out when we start distributing the Gruffalos. Which sounds sense. Because we certainly don't want any jumping up and... Oh, great. Yeah, we certainly don't want any potentially jumping up on eBay or anything before we've even put any into general circulation, because that will defeat the object quite massively. Yeah, the UK supplier thing though, that's still niggles, because Ian wants to buy from a UK supplier and they got told that the only suppliers were this, this and this, and these are all, we can't do any of that quick. You have to go somewhere else. Ooh, no, I didn't, Ron. New show about bouncers. Mobile security units in Brighton. Could be entertaining. Bouncers bouncing all the night, trying to start or stop a fight. Oh, who knows whose lyrics? Anybody? Is anyone old enough to remember whose lyrics? Bouncers bouncing up all the night, trying to start or stop a fight. Wish I had lipstick on my shirt instead of something stains on my shoes. The specials. Friday night, Saturday morning. Great lyrics. Here I stand, I think, in the bus station queue. Wish I had lipstick on my shirt instead of piss stains on my shoes. Yeah, the specials. Brilliant one. One of the B-sides, there's two B-sides on the 12-inch version of Ghost Town. Good old Scar specials. Is there any way to get fold creases out of plastic notes? Don't know. You'd probably be just like the best way of doing that is like flattening stamps or flowers. You know, getting like a heavy book. Tea towel or plastic? No, there's no chance of the heat reacting with it and shrinking it, or making it curl worse. Low heat. There you go. There's a suggestion. Have you tried that? Is that something that actually works, or does it a little guess? What note is it? An AK-47 or A801? Still wanting for the Padding Bear 2019 order, 4 lots. Is there an update? Oh, still waiting for the Paddington Bear 2019 order. I have no idea, Lee. I don't know whether John is still on, and if he is, whether he has any idea, but I know that as soon as they have the stuff, as soon as they arrive, they bang it out as quickly as they possibly can. So if you haven't received them, I'm assuming they're still waiting to receive. But yeah, it is a while now, isn't it, since they came out. I have AAs and ZZ. Oh, I've got a lot of AAs. I was really lucky when they first came out. My local post office had them, whereas most of the country still didn't. And I had them AAs, and I turned around God knows how many on eBay at some ridiculous prices. I was selling most of the single fibers for about 30 quid, and they're just going hand over fist. I've now sat on a handful, I don't know how many I've got, but I'm just now waiting for a few years for it to change. But there was no same sort of mad rush for the £10, mainly because I don't think the £10 they put out with the AAs, knowing what happened with the fibers, plus the fiber was the first polymer note, so there's a lot more interest in it. Whereas by the time the tenors came out, fiber's been out for ages, so I don't think I've got any AAs or ones anymore. Mine, I've got probably about 40 to 50 AAs somewhere, I think. Here's an update. Lee, me the Paddington team will likely make an announcement very soon. Can't say any more this time though. Sorry to all. So some clarification is coming. And I picked up a lovely condition AK-47, but it's actually on my eBay now, I think, because it had one of those dates which just ticked all the boxes in so much that there's a number of zeros, and then it's like 2 days which could be in the month, the numbers which again could be a month of the year, and then the 4 digits which could be a year. So at some stage you'll hit somebody's 21st or 50th or whatever, and it'll be a AK-47, and then their exact day, month, year, date of their birth. I'm sure somebody who's stuck with a person will probably put a search in at some stage with the person's date of birth, in which case, bing, mine will pop up. Hasn't happened yet though, but it's only a fiver. I can sit on that and wait. Is ZZ the last notes made? No. I'll just keep on changing. They can make a lot of notes before they need to mess around with that and change them again. And every time they change the cashier, then there's a different signature on there, and they can start the note runs right from the beginning again. I don't know how often the chief cashier changes, but I know back in the 60s it was relatively regular based on the 10 shilling notes. So who knows? The secret of the Black Magic Box. It's now 11. I'm assuming Matt is probably jumping up on the other channel or on this channel, although we haven't had a loud noise like I think we put you all through when I took over from or went online whilst Scott was still on. But for now, I'm going to end the stream and say goodnight to you all, and I'll see you on the flip side, which is my little tagline. Everyone keeps on telling me I keep on saying it, so I make it in my tagline now. And I hope you have an enjoyable evening, and I hope you stay tuned or move on ready for, there we go, yeah, ready for Matt. And I will see you anon. Definitely back on Friday afternoon as usual. Yeah, bye Ron, bye Scotty, see you all, and have fun. No problemo. Cheers, peeps. Question mark. No problem. All right, I'm ending stream so Matt can take it over. Bye, peeps. See you on the flip side. There you